book nerds. We are at the end of November and it's the perfect time to talk about our November wrap up. So, speaking of November wrap ups, this month I kind of read with a theme in mind because I was just going through how many authors have birthdays this month, how many death anniversaries, and stuff like that. And I realized there are so many authors whose birthdays and death days came in November. So, I decided let's recollect these authors with these themes, and I'm going to suggest the same to you as well. The first being the one, the only, C.S. Lewis. You tell me, C.S. Lewis, I hear the Chronicles of Narnia because this series was my life growing up. Like these seven books, honestly, just like the seven Harry Potter books, these seven books shaped my future. Like just look at this box set, which is ages old. I got this way long back. Just the look of Aslan's face. Oh my god! I remember seeing the movie, and then I really liked it, so I decided to read the books. It's the first time when someone saw the movies and decided let me read the books. So to speak in particular, my favorite one is the second book, which is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, because that was the best movie as well that was made according to me. This series was just my entire childhood. I don't know how somebody can visualize this. This and Alice in Wonderland as well. I don't know how he can picturize such vivid scenes. And honestly, guys, please pick it up because each of the stories actually can be read individually. I personally like The Voyage of the Dawn Treader as well. I think that movie was pretty good as well with like the dragons and unexpected stuff. So definitely check it out. We have spent a long time talking about this already. So definitely pick it up. And if you like Aslan, of course, because the goosebumps are endless. So, chilly climate, isn't it? Just wanted to bring that up as well. It's been raining a lot here, and I've just been coughing left and right, guys. So, the next one is, of course, Roald Dahl's death anniversary. Like, I don't know, this is just like a walk down memory lane because the first one was also a childhood memory. These were also books I read in my childhood, Matilda and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Roald Dahl has written a million books, right? This whole section here is Roald Dahl, but these are two of my favorites. Matilda because it was the first proper book I read. I remember when I was very young, when I was going through my Enid Blyton phase, and I also came across Matilda by Roald Dahl, and when I read it, I was like, why am I reading children's books anymore? I want to start reading proper adult books. And this kind of started the whole journey for me when I was a kid. And Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was also amazing because it was like a countdown, like just looking at all the kids misbehaving. And it was just lovely to see everything falling in place and Charlie and his granddad. And it's just such a heartwarming story. And the second book, which is Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, check out that as well. That one is also extremely heartwarming and it has a beautiful message at the middle of it. Okay, and the next author I want to talk about is Kazuo Ishiguro. I'm just going to talk about one of his books because I love all of his books and this was my favorite, Klara and the Sun. The reason I like this is first of all, look at the cover. Like this has the sun here and then you open it and there it is. It's a sun. It's so pretty. It's basically about this AI humanoid robo kind of thing called Klara. And it's like how oxygen is important for us, sunlight is important for them. That's like what nurtures them and keeps them alive. So these humanoids, they are kind of like an assistant for you. So if you have a child and you feel that child needs to be taken care of or they need a friend or something like that, you can get these humanoids and they can do a lot of work for you. But when a certain woman comes and adopts Klara per se, she has certain motives, like ulterior motives, which we slowly come to learn. And it's not like I like this book because of the plot twist and I think I liked it because of the psychology. Because since this is a robot, right? It doesn't understand human emotions, it doesn't understand feelings, and only while staying with humans a lot, it begins to understand what's going on, why people are reacting in different ways. And Ishiguro has just captured that psychology and human aspect of it really well, in my opinion. So definitely check it out. And next one, of course, is guys. I read a book by Patrick Ness, and then I got to know about Neil Gaiman, and then I read this book called Coraline, and I freaked out. I can't believe this is a children's book. Like authors who think, why are children reading children's books? They need to start reading proper scary adult stories. Like look at some of the photos in the middle. It's so scary. It's about this girl named Coraline and she just moves into this new home and it's just creepy, guys. I can't believe this is a children's story because I myself got really scared while reading this. And it's like she finds this door that leads to an alternate universe, and there she's like, she's just Look at this. She's just there in this alternate universe where it's like an exact replica of her universe, except things are a bit different. Things are the way she wants them to be, per se. So, and then like she has a mother and father there as well. And in the real world, her mother and father don't really have time for her. But in this alternate universe, they're like, we really care about you. Our entire world revolves around you and everything. But they are saying you need to return back to your original world through that trap door within a given period of time. Otherwise, that door is going to close and you'll be trapped there forever. And they are just coaxing Coraline and they are just enticing her so much that she herself wants to stay here, but she knows it's not a good place to be. And it's scary, it's amazing, but the story at the end is really good. Don't give it to your children, you sit and read it, okay? And finally, a name I just cannot pronounce, Fyodor Dostoevsky, the idiot. So I am not a big fan of Russian literature, like be it Leo Tolstoy or any of like War and Peace, Crime and Punishment, anything like that. I'm not a big fan of it because first of all they are really bulky. Even this one is a chunky book, almost 800 pages long, and the story is very like deep. So I don't really like reading Russian literature. But this one was different for me because it had a different kind of storyline. It had an incident in which various different people are looking at it from different angles, but they are conveying the same story. And I really like, see, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to give it away, because I had a really good experience reading this. And I think once you get past that archaic English and the very difficult language that they speak in, you will have a fun time. So definitely check this out. I'm not going to say anything about it, just that it's going to be a fun ride and you will think about it psychologically long after. Like you're going to carry the weight of this book not just because of its literal weight, but because it's extremely good. So definitely do check this out. And a final mention I'd like to mention is Margaret Atwood. Of course, The Handmaid's Tale is something we all love, and there's a second part for it that came out recently called Testaments. And I really like this. I don't have a physical copy with it. I read on my Kindle, and the reason I really like this book was because I'm not a feminist, but it spoke to me about women so well. Like even the fact that that woman's name is Offred, because she is off Fred. They don't even care what her name is. They just care that she belongs to a man. And oh my god, that whole part about sterilization and everything, I just like, guys, it was a ride, honestly. So definitely do check that out as well. Margaret Atwood is honestly one of my most favorite authors, and I can't wait to pick up more by her. I can't wait to pick up Testaments by her. I don't know why I didn't read it yet. Mainly because a lot of people were saying it's fan fiction gone wrong. So maybe that's why, but I'm definitely going to pick it up. Did you read any of these books and are you excited to check out any of them? Definitely let us know in the comments below. Stay tuned for the next wrap up coming very soon, and thanks for watching.